Target 12 investigators exclusive in depth with the chief. Tim White sits down with the top cop at the Providence Police Department. In his first extended interview of the new year, Colonel Dean Esserman opens up about the increase in murders and the now infamous police brutality case caught on tape. Target 12 investigator Tim White is live with exclusive details.
Karen, it's the first time Colonel Esserman has gone beyond a written statement about that brutality case. Now, overall, 2009 proved to be a violent year for Providence, and with a murder just days ago, the bloodshed has spilled over to 2010. Overall, crime in 2009 decreased in Providence, but you wouldn't know it with a 9-year high of 24 murders. A third of those were domestic, up from 0 last year.
Do I think the economics of the country right now are stressing people? Absolutely. We met for 2 hours with the Domestic Violence Coalition across this city this morning. And the first thing they said is domestic violence and domestic murders are up across the country.
Youth violence is also on the rise. Colonel Dean Esserman says he's going to try a gun buyback program for the first time in his administration. As one could argue, if you had done it earlier, you would have gotten more guns off the street.
It's a good question. It isn't our experience. Most gun buyback programs are not successful.
Colonel Esserman says the Providence buyback has to be different to work.
We might price things differently. We might pay more money for the kind of handgun that we think is doing the most devastation on the streets.
In the midst of a violent year, a police brutality investigation rocked the department in October. 20-year-old Louis Mendonca says he was in handcuffs when Detective Robert DiCarlo beat him into a near 3-day coma. DiCarlo and another unnamed officer were placed on desk duty in December.
What was your reaction when you saw the videotape surveillance at the center of the brutality investigation from October 20th?
I didn't like what I saw, but I'm the one, or the police department is the one who got that tape.
If you didn't like what you saw, why not place Detective DiCarlo on desk duty immediately?
Because even Detective DiCarlo should be given the opportunity to explain himself, which is why we're investigating this case.
Now, I'm sorry if you feel like I'm beating a dead horse here.
No, I don't.
But not taking the detective off the street seems out of step with your philosophy. What is it that you see on the videotape that everyone else doesn't, where you wouldn't take that action?
I don't think the question's unfair. But I don't have the luxury of rushing to judgment. I wasn't there.
But you've seen the tape. And the tape, it's pretty bad.
And the tape is what compelled this police department to keep pursuing the truth.
Esserman says the police department asked the Attorney General's office to step in. Target 12 has learned. A grand jury is hearing the brutality case right now. Colonel Esserman says an internal investigation will resume when the state finishes up. Live with the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
To see more of Tim White's interview with Colonel Esserman, including his reaction to a frightening case where 3 of his own officers were shot, just log on to our website, WPRI.com.